Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and tonight I have got a review of Twins of Evil, and this is by Shaun Hutson. The reason I'm reviewing this is because I was watching David's book reviews channel, and he did the Fear the Booktuber tag, and one of the questions was an author that you hardly hear anybody talk about on BookTube. And he mentioned Shaun Hutson. And I told him, I thought, because I've read Shaun Hutson before and I liked him. And I told him, I said, I've got a Shaun Hutson book. I will read it and I will review it on my channel. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so this is going to be kind of a brief review. And the reason being is because this is actually a review of a novelization of the 1971 Hammer horror film Twins of Evil. Alright, so if you've seen the movie, then you pretty well got a good idea what the book is going to be about. If not, I'll give you a brief synopsis of it. So here we go. Alright, so it takes place in the old days, you know, when they had counts and lords and castles and all that sort of stuff. Alright, so you got Peter Cushing's character, Gustav Weil, or W-E-I-L, or Weil, I think it's pronounced, and he is a Puritan, and he leads a bunch of other Puritans, and they go around and they take women from their houses that they believe to be witches, and they burn them. That's what they do, alright? So, he represents what is supposed to be good, you know, the good and the pure, the godly, the religious, and that, all that, okay? Alright, so now, way up in this castle, in this town, now the town is called Karnstein, and it is named after the Karnsteins. If that name is not familiar to you, that is the name of Carmilla Karnstein. Alright, so up in this castle is Count Karnstein, and Count Karnstein, he is into all sorts of debauchery, let's say. He's probably into orgies. It doesn't really mention that, but he's probably into that. He's definitely into devil worship, you know, and he wants to serve the devil, but he doesn't exactly know how to do it. Well, next thing you know, he is visited by his vampiric other half, his vampiric cousin, I believe, Mircalla, or Carmilla, all right? And she makes him a vampire, all right? So now we have those two characters established. We got Gustav and we got Count Karnstein. Let's introduce the Twins of Evil, as the title suggests. And those are the nieces of Gustav. You have Frida and you have Maria. They are twins. They are beautiful. They are very, very, very almost impossible to tell apart from each other. The only thing about it is Frida is a little bit wilder than Maria. Maria is the good girl. Frida likes spankings, let's put it that way, and Maria likes puppies and long walks on the beach. Okay, there you go. Alright, so now, the thing about that is how are you going to keep them down on the farm when they have seen or heard of Count Karnstein? And pretty soon Frida gets it in her head because she's kind of tired of her uncle's, excuse me, she's kind of tired of her uncle's puritanical ways. You know, he's very strict with both the girls. He's always coming into their room and stuff. And she thinks that the reason he's the way he is because these two girls are so pretty, and it kind of makes him have thoughts in his head that he shouldn't have. The same thing with all the women he burns at the stake. Okay. Alright, so anyway, Frida makes her way to Count Karnstein. Now, she doesn't know he's a vampire, but she learns pretty quickly that he is a vampire. Alright, so now she is also turned into a vampire and has to basically keep away from the clutches of good old Uncle Gustav while feeding upon her vampiric tendencies, so to speak. Alright, and that's the thing that's kind of misleading about this is this says Twins of Evil. It's actually just one twin. Maria doesn't get turned. It's just one twin. It's Frida. But Frida and Count Karnstein do something that something very horrific to Maria, to all which, you know, I don't want to give anything away, but anyway, that's pretty much the premise or the plot of Twins of Evil. You got Count Karnstein and his seduction of Frida and his reign as a vampire over the town of Karnstein. Everybody pretty well knows he's evil, you know, and then you got Gustav, who is the puritanical, but in a way well-meaning combatant or foe to Count Karnstein. Also, one thing about this is there's a character, he's a woodsman, Rolf. And Rolf, his daughter is one of the women that was dragged out and burned at the stake. And he kind of wants to get revenge on Gustav for doing such a thing, or doing that to her, because she was pretty much the light of his life and there was nothing wrong. She wasn't a witch or anything like that. But Gustav and his Puritans or whatever are just so dead set and just cleansing this area of, or this city or this town or whatever, of evil, that they can't see the proverbial forest for the trees. All right, so there you go. That is pretty much the premise of Twins of Evil, whether you're talking about the movie or whether you're talking about the novel. I'm talking about the novel, but I could be talking about the movie too. All right. So the big difference about this is that if you read the foreword, it says that there are some deleted scenes, and I don't remember what the deleted scenes are. It's been a while since I saw the movie. I do know that there's a lot more sexuality to some parts. I mean, there is the kissing of bare nipples, if you want to say that. There's a lot more talk about certain body parts being rubbed and grabbed and whatever, you know. But other than that, to me, it's basically the same as if you were watching the movie Twins of Evil. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much my review for this. I liked it. I mean, it wasn't a bad book or anything. I gave it 3 stars, and mainly because it is just a novelization. And you know, it's not something I've never read before. But overall, I give it about a 3-star rating. So there you go. That is my review of Twins of Evil by Shaun Hutson. This is not only a Hammer production, it is a Hammer book put out by Hammer Publishing, I believe they're called. I believe it's published in 2011. One of my big issues with the book, though, I'll say this much, is the cover. If you see the cover right here, it's just really a plain, generic cover. It really shows you nothing about how beautiful the 2 girls are. I think if they'd used something from the original movie as the cover, maybe the poster, or maybe a still from the movie, or even something like that, I think would have been a better thing to do. Anyway, that's just a nitpick. Thank you guys for watching, and take care and stay scared. Bye-bye.